What's up, y'all? Welcome to Country of Noah, or welcome back to Country of Noah. Today I am going to review The Road episodes 4 and 5. And first of all, before I start any video on this series again, I want to apologize for missing last week, man. I feel so bad for missing last week. That's why I'm reviewing 4 and 5 this week. So, 4, I didn't see all of 4, honestly. And, like, I saw half of it, but for reason, and I know I could rewatch it, but, like, for me, like, 4, episode 4, Forrest got eliminated, and, Cassie made it to the top. Like, she's the top voted in group 1. And then in episode 5 was crazy good, bro. So for me, it's like, for me, this show is great. It's not my favorite singing competition show ever. That's probably that is American Idol, because my favorite singer of all time comes from American Idol. But this might be my second or third favorite show, because I love the realism of these episodes. And what I mean by that is, like, you see these guys on the bus going to the next city. So, like, last week and this week we're in Oklahoma, right? And so they had to deal with an Oklahoma crowd, right? And so we in episode 5, which is the main episode I'm going to talk about here, right? We got we got 2 Dolly Parton covers, which we'll talk about. We got a Jody Messina cover, which we'll talk about, and we got I forget the other cover, but I really like the way that Taylor and the crew that he has working with him on this show, Gretchen Wilson, Keith Urban, and Blake Shelton, really like they really care about these artists, and they really care about making them better and stuff like that. Like, for me, I'm not, like, obviously I know who Gretchen Wilson is, because I know Redneck Woman and some of her other songs, but I don't really know her that well. She's really starting to grow on me, dude. Just her personality and how much she cares about these artists and stuff like that. Like, cause she's like the stage, like, hype person for these artists and manager and stuff like that, right? And then Keith and Blake are judging the thing. So, yeah, like, for me, for me, the best performance of the night for me was dang it, I forget the dude's name. I really like this dude. He reminds me of Dustin Lynch. Uh, uh, what's his name? Adam. I really liked Adam's performance because, bro, he has the best stage presence out of everybody. And what I mean by that is, stage presence and vocal talent are 2 different things, right? This dude has vocal talent, but he's not like Martina McBride or Carrie Underwood, right? We also got a Martina McBride cover that I'm going to talk about in this review, but like for me, I either like vocalists or really good performers, right? Doesn't matter what genre it is. Doesn't matter if it's country, hip hop, pop, rock, gospel. I either like really good performers or really good vocalists. And if they're both, like a Carrie Underwood, like a Kendrick Lamar, like a Brad Paisley, even though I haven't seen Brad Paisley yet, seeing him in 3 weeks, I can say that about Brad because he's a really good entertainer and a really good vocalist, right? Right. When you have both of those, that's a gift, bro, that you should use, right? Right. So this dude's really good at like controlling the crowd and hyping up the crowd and stuff like that. Like his voice on uh, Tails Heads Carolina was was perfect. And before you guys ask me, it was Heads Carolina the Jody Messina version, not the Cole Swindell version, right? And like his original song was different for him because he's usually the let's get the crowd hyped guy, right? But like, and he did that with Heads Carolina, but he also did like a heartbreak song, which was more of a power ballad, which is where I say this guy's strength is his stage presence, not his vocal ability, not his vocal ability. Like he's not a guy that can do both stage presence and vocal ability. He has one of the gifts, stage presence, in my opinion. He's a decent vocalist, but again, it's a very rare talent to have both, right? Like stage presence and great vocals, like great phenomenal vocals that can like do that stuff, right? But yeah, like um, for me, he had the best performance of the night. The second best performance of the night, was Billy Joel. I mean, not Billy Joel. Billy Joe. Sorry, Billy Joe. Um, uh, doing Broken Wing by Martina McBride. The reason why I'm giving her props on this too is one, it's a hard song to sing. If you guys haven't heard Martina McBride, she's like, she's one of the best country vocalists that you'll hear, right? And her songs are really hard, right? To sing, like vocally wise, they're really hard to sing, right? And she did a great job. Billy Joel, I mean, sorry, Billy Joe, sorry, but I keep calling her Billy Joel. Billy Joe has been struggling with a cold since this show first started, right? So like the reason why I'm giving her props on this too, the vocals were great, right? And stuff like that. And yeah, the vocals were great, and some people can just sing at you, right? And you will keep them entertained, right? Like, and I think she has the potential to be one of those people once her voice gets back to 100%. But yeah, so she did a great job on that. And then we're gonna save the one I don't like for last. I didn't really like. Um, uh, so um, so the third best in my opinion was Channing. Channing's like the guy who wrote the two Luke Combs songs, and I compared to Chris Stapleton vocally. Um, he's a great performer, dude. He really reminds me of a Luke Combs, Garth Brooks ish, um, Chris Stapleton type singer, right? He really reminds me of that. My only concern about him is that he's a lot older than any of the contestants there. No, why are you concerned about that? Dude, I've never toured. I've never been a touring musician, but I've done a lot of research on any genre of music that people tour in. And it is a hard job to do, man, because you're going from city to city and you got to keep your voice sharp and you got to have stamina every night. At least the people that I mentioned that are great at both vocals and stage presence, right? You gotta keep your stamina up and stuff like that. This dude, Channing, my only concern about him is like when you're used to it, like most artists start like when they're 20, right? Or even younger than that, when they're 20, like playing bars, touring, um, stuff like that. So they get used to it. I said to my mom, he's a great singer, right? But my one concern about him is he would be uh, it would be a struggle for him to, and he has been touring for years and years and years and years. Again, he wrote 2 songs, but he wrote 2 massive songs for Luke Combs and a bunch of other songs. But um, he like touring and doing your own headlining show is different than opening for people, right? So yeah, like that would be my only concern about him. Other than that, he was great throughout the whole show. I mean his part of the show, and yeah. um I remember the last one that I didn't really like um was I forget the girl's name, but she went home today. So one of the girl, like uh, we got 2 Dolly covers. One from um, uh, one from Britney and one from, dang it, I forget the girl's name, but one of the girl who went home today did a cover of "I Will Always Love You," the Dolly Parton version. The reason I didn't like that is that song is so iconic, but you gotta sing it. Mm, like it's so iconic that people are so picky with it, right? Because look who you've had sing it, right? You've only had 2 people in the world who have sung that song, and there's a reason for that, right? You have had Dolly Parton sing that song, and her Dolly's version is very unique. And you also had Whitney Houston, one of the greatest vocalists ever to touch a microphone, sing that song. And then I said to my mom, there's only 4 people in the world that can sing that song: Dolly and Whitney, Carrie Underwood, and Kelly Clarkson. Why? Why do I say those 2 names specifically? It's not like, yes, Carrie Underwood's my favorite singer of all time, but it's because Carrie can do the falsetto parts, and Kelly Clarkson can do the falsetto parts too, right? And they both they both grew up on this Dolly's music and stuff like that, and they can both really sing. The thing about this girl, who I'm forgetting the name of, and I feel bad now, is she did a decent job covering the song, but the best part of both versions of I Will Always Love You is the little vocal cracks in Whitney and Dolly's voices, right? Like the I will always love you. I can't do a good impression for you, but like you, if you guys have heard the song, which I'm assuming most of you have, like you need a singer that can do the little cracks in their voice or do something similar to that. Um, and then her other song wasn't very good in my opinion. I said to my mom too. I said she should have done a Gretchen Wilson song. All right, that's what song she should have done, not a Dolly Parton song, because she didn't have a voice for it, right? Like Dolly has such a unique tone that it's hard to replicate, and you should, whenever you sing a Dolly song, you should try to bring your own flavor to it, but still respect the song, right? Like look at the like, and the reason I say those 4 people that I listed are the 4 people that can sing the song. Dolly and Whitney recorded the song. Carrie and Kelly have both done the song in like cover form, or they've done it with Dolly, or they've done it in tributes, and they all of those women do a great job of singing that song, and people respect that they sing that song and love their versions of it, right? For me, Brianna was her name. There we go. Brianna, like, she should have chose a different song. Like, again, she should have chose like a Gretchen Wilson song or a Lainey Wilson song. I think those two singers fit her voice better than a Dolly Parton song, in my opinion. But anyway, and then her other song, it wasn't very good, honestly. Her original song, in my opinion at least, wasn't very good. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the road episodes 4 and 5. I hope y'all really enjoy these reviews. Again, sorry that I missed last week. It won't happen again. And yeah, and speaking of the schedule for this week, so so currently there are 4 Taylor Sheridan shows running right now. There's Landman just started today. Mayor of Kingstown's running. Tulsa King's about to finish. I think there's like one more episode left. And then and the road's running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the road on Sundays, Landman on Mondays, Tulsa King on Tuesdays, which we only have 2 episodes of because I haven't started watching, so we only have one more episode of Tulsa King to release, I believe. And then Mayor of Kingstown whenever I want to, right? So yeah, like for me, that's gonna be the schedule for the week. And also, like, I still gotta review the Brad Paisley Christmas album. I still gotta finish Stranger Things before season 5 starts. So yeah, like what I have a busy rest of the year for 2025. And then when we get into January and things like that, American Idol is starting really early. It starts January 26th of 2026. And you guys know I said as long as Carrie and Luke are on that show, I will be covering that show, right? Because Carrie and Luke, well, you guys know Carrie Underwood's my favorite vocalist of all time, right? And singer of all time, right? And then I really like Luke Bryan as well. So yeah, like we have a lot of stuff coming. And then there might I don't know if this is just a rumor. There might be a Yellowstone spinoff coming out January 1st of 2026, which gets me very excited. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day.